In this video, I'm going to ask digital nomad Manuela how to become a digital nomad and a guide and some tips that she will explain, because she's a digital nomad. She worked from various places. She worked from London. She's traveling and working and all those things. She works at ClickDo. She does cost works, and she's a real strategist. So she will give a little bit of an idea for anybody to get started to become a digital nomad, because anybody who want to get a digital nomad, as I have inspiration, I want to be able to location independent, and I want to do work that gets me paid, living the nomad lifestyle that I can travel and actually do. I work. So that's the digital nomad thing. So most probably if you found this video about how to become a digital nomad, digital nomadism, nomad tips and all these kind of tips, she will give you some of her experience, basically how you would like. So like we used to be a teacher, which used to have to go to school and had to be at a place to do the job 5 days a week. And then you took the transition. How did you kind of ended up becoming a digital nomad? And then now you have the freedom literally on a Monday morning or a Tuesday evening or a Friday morning to decide where you want to work with, and you got maybe some skills, inspire the people who want to get started.
Okay. So I think the first thing we need to clarify is the difference between being a digital nomad and working remotely, because there is a difference that maybe some people are not aware. So some companies will offer remote working jobs, but they will have some terms in the contract. For example, they might not allow you to travel as much. They might expect you to still be in the country where you are employed. So, and there are some limitations in terms of working remotely. If you're looking for a remote work job, there is a difference in the sense that there could be some limitations depending on the employer, right?
Yeah, that's actually a good point.
So, if that's the route you want to take, you have to really carefully discuss the terms first before you sign the contract, because if you're really looking to become a digital nomad, then having those travel restrictions would, of course,
some companies might not let you go out of the country.
They might not, or only at your holiday time. So, when you take leave, you might, of course, will be able to travel, but maybe not during your work time. And there are some limitations, because some employers obviously want to make sure that you are there at the times they want you to be there. So if you're in a different time zone, that might be tricky. Or, if the internet connection isn't always there, then the employer might be concerned that you're not always reachable. So there are different elements to working remotely and being a digital nomad, which you, first of all, should take into consideration before you plan what kind of work you're going to do, right? So the reason I went into working ClickDo, for example, as a digital marketer was that I was given the freedom to work from anywhere I wanted. And there were no limitations in that way, as long as, of course, I deliver, my work, my hours, and my workload, the projects and everything that I was given. As long as that was delivered on time, and as long as I, showed that I was doing the work, I was delivering the results, I was kind of flexible in terms of where I'm working from. The hours are kind of flexible, but of course, if there are client meetings or meetings with teams and stuff, I have to be there at the time that everybody is there. But, I was more flexible in that way, that I was able to travel while working. So that's what I wanted to point out. First of all, that some companies,
some don't think about it, and they have to leave the job. Say they think you get those things right and you understand. Yeah. Because some people think because you're going to get working online, and the newcomers, they think, okay, that means you can actually work from a different geographical location. Some companies are not going to allow you. So get these things right if your goal is to become a very active digital nomad, or it's a seasonal digital nomad. All these things comes down.
Yeah, exactly. So that's another model, obviously. So, for example, a lot of companies now offer the hybrid model, which means so sometimes you can work remotely and sometimes you have to be at the office or at the site of the company. Now, if you want to become a real digital nomad, that might not work out for you, because as a digital nomad, the core of being a digital nomad is that you want to travel whenever you can, and you want to be in places
like this. Right? She traveled, she just suddenly decided, like, okay, 20th or then she's in Germany, she's traveling, she's working. So the company that said she has planned, like that's the thing. Some companies do it. If you want to go hard for your nomad, talk to Manuela.
So that's what I wanted to let you know first of all. So now let's say you have decided, okay, I'm going to look for a job where I can be free to travel while I work, where I will be able to deliver the work that I want to do on a flexible basis, and where you're also happy with the salary and everything. Then the advantages of becoming a digital nomad, of course, are that you can, as we just explained, you can work anywhere, you can travel to different places. You can even sometimes live in a different place if you have the visa or if you have the legal requirements to do so. So, for example, I'm a German citizen, so I'm a member of the EU, so I can stay in EU countries as long as I want, really.
Which I can't, because British people can't do that
Anymore.
I can't do it anymore because of that. So now, as to become a premium digital nomad who can live for as long as I want to be smart about.
You have to plan.
That's already because I became British because I was like, I wanted to get the freedom to get my borders open. Then they had the Brexit happen. Now I'm like, more borders to open.
Yeah, exactly. So sorry if you're British, joking. But no, I'm just trying to give you an example of all the other considerations you have to think about. Because so I can, for example, live in any EU country for as long as I want while I do the work for ClickDoers. I haven't really done that because my base is in the UK and my home is in the UK. But in the long term, as a digital nomad, you can make plans to, for example, get a salary in one country and maybe live in a different country for a while. And then, that way you can save some money. So there are different ways that being a digital nomad can have benefits for you in terms of your lifestyle, in terms of the way you design your life, and in terms also of your financial arrangement. If you go to a country where it's slightly cheaper to live, then of course you would also have some benefits from that, right? So that's another point that I think everyone who wants to become a digital nomad should think about. And then I think another element of becoming a digital nomad is that you need to also be quite disciplined. And that's something and you need to be very organized. So being organized and being disciplined are two things that are key to becoming a digital nomad. Because even before you plan to travel, you have to make sure that wherever you go, you have an internet connection or you have tethering. Wherever you go, you have everything you need to do your work, right? So if you're, for example, a videographer, of course, you will need to take your equipment. You need to plan for things, right? So there are different considerations to take, which is why being organized and being disciplined are key. Because if you miss work or if you are not reliable, even when you work with clients, for example,
client's going to fire you. Then you will have to leave back and come and get a job.
Then you don't have income, and then they're not going to be able to sustain the digital nomad lifestyle. So what I would suggest is, so I have always been quite an organized person in my life, but
pretty organized.
But not organized. Well, I'm just a human being, but I think what I would suggest you do to become a digital nomad is to establish a system that enables you to keep track of your daily tasks and of your weekly tasks and of your monthly tasks. That enables you to, so if you're not working alone, if you're working in a team, for example, and you have to manage some people, that helps you to keep track of that. So there are different tools that you can use for keeping track of tasks, for communicating with staff, things like that. And then I would say also the discipline. You have to make sure, even though you're traveling and even though you're trying to make the most of being a digital nomad, you still have to be disciplined to say, okay, maybe today I have to get up at 5 a.m. in the morning because I want to finish this project, but then later in the day I can enjoy the rest of my day. So basically you have to be able to plan every day that so that you're able to deliver the work while you also make the most of your travel and your travel arrangements and whatever you want to do. So I think those are really important things to consider before becoming a digital nomad, because I know a lot of people, they enjoy actually having a job where they don't have to really think too much. So they will just have a routine every day, get up, go at the same time, come home at the same time, do the same things every day. And some people are happy with that. But then that might not be something to look into as a digital nomad, because the digital nomad lifestyle is very different. It's, how you decided, how you created. So you have to be the master of that, and you have to plan it, you have to organize it. So you have to think, is it really for you? Is that something that you can do? Is it something you can imagine your life to be like? And now for me, I really love it. And I don't think I would want to go back to the way I worked before, because for me, I get
That's
so much.
good. That's me. She's going to be in ClickDo and she got along that.
So much enjoyment out of, traveling and working from different places. It's inspiring to me. And for my work, it inspires me as well. So that's why I really enjoy it. But, you have to ask yourself those questions before you actually really invest in becoming a digital nomad, because it's a big change in somebody's life if they decide to do
Otherwise,
it.
it becomes stressful, because I remember like if I travel and if I didn't plan out the internet, and then when I know I can't do the backlinks, and if I can't do that one, you get freaked out, right?
Yeah.
Because like then you become stressed and all, you can lose clients. If you can't have enough clients, you will literally get back to the thing that says digital nomadism means you have to provide your service, what you decided, which will keep you funded to travel and live until you build it to a level, until you become like a real entrepreneur where you have the teams are running. That's the stage I reached to later. And then it's actually you get up a time really. But initially when you are managing, you are that one digital nomad that you're doing the running your online business or service, provide online services, consulting, or different various other whatever you choose to do. And you have to really have it organized because you have to know the internet. You go to some sort of a country, or you're going to be at a place, you book the hotels and everything, you go, you're happy and be, but internet connection is bad. You can't, like. So there are a lot of things to consider before becoming a digital nomad.
Yeah.
Rather booking 5 days, I'll book for a 1 day. Like a little bit of a costly, but I'm like, if my internet is good, I know my work is going to be good anyway. I'm going to get good. So those are some of the factors that you need to really consider, which I start considering.
Yeah.
Surely, which I learn. Now, where it comes, like before I travel, what are the areas I need to look? What are the days works that I'm going to have for that time? Am I going to have to upload videos? Then not the best time. Can I upload the videos and finish it off and go so that I can literally keep on only sharing on those? A lot of those factors. And if not, it becomes that toxic and stressful. You crash and then you become like, okay, it's not for me. I'll go back and get my job that I never liked. And it becomes again a toxic. The ball rolling. And a lifestyle about digital nomadism it's a thing you can see a lot. While doing the work to get on pay, because traveling is a pretty awesome thing to see the world and while you're on this planet.
Yeah, it is. I think what people need to understand is when you work as a digital nomad, so it's not like you're going on holiday, because you're still working while you're traveling, right? So, but you can find a way to balance that out. As I explained, if you then get up early in the morning, finish the work, then you have more time in the afternoon and evening to enjoy wherever you are and explore. But if, for example, you prefer to just fully have a holiday and not do anything, then that might not work for you. So there are different types of people who have to really ask themselves, is that lifestyle for me? But I think if you are somebody who loves freedom, who loves flexibility, who enjoys being creative, not doing the same thing again, trying different things, then digital nomadism is definitely something you should explore. And try it out, see how it works for you. I think it's a model.
It works everywhere. It will work if you have a passion and if you started because you really wanted it. And these are some of the things that I'm explaining to you, like what you should be considering before becoming a digital nomad, so that you can successfully continue the digital nomad path and eventually really automate, systemize things to run even without your email, so you get more time to do your stuff and travel and enjoy the world and see more and come up with ideas. So with that being said, this video. If you got some tips, follow Manuela Bilbo. Check her on manuelabilbo.google and YouTube as well. We will bring her again for more tips about. I'll also link up to an article about how to become a digital nomad, guide with the industries that you can get that she had written, and you can read about it. But this video pretty much covered about what you should be considering before becoming a digital nomad, so you can become a successful digital nomad, really travel and work and eventually become a real entrepreneur and retire soon and have a good time, really. Yeah.